In this video, we're going to look at how the frequency of a wire relates to the tension of a wire, especially for a first harmonic. So there is an equation that says frequency is 1 over 2 times the length of the wire multiplied by the square root of the tension divided by the mass per unit length. Now in this whole experiment, because we're talking about a fixed wire, that means that the length of the wire will be constant because you're using that same wire and you're considering it between the same ends. On top of that, we know the mass per unit length would be constant because it's the same wire. So the only variables that are changing are tension, which then causes a change in frequency. How do they relate? Well, we can say that force is directly proportional to the square root of tension because the tension is inside of the square root. From here, we can form an expression, which I'm sure you guys have seen in GCSE maths, where you replace the direct proportion sign with an equals k. And what that means is that the force over the square root of the tension is always constant throughout the whole experiment. Sorry, I kept saying force, I meant frequency. Sorry about that. Now, that means that the frequency of 300 divided by the initial tension, which let's call root t, is equal to this new frequency that we're looking for divided by the tension when it's now doubled. So square root of 2t now, because t has turned into 2t. Let's rearrange to make frequency the subject of this formula. When we do that, we get frequency equals 300 multiplied by root 2t all over the square root of t. To help us simplify this, we know that, well, the square root of AB can be split up into the square root of A multiplied by the square root of B. For example, root 3 times root 7 is root 21. In that same way, we can split up root 2t, so it's now root 2 multiplied by root t. And what that allows us to do is cancel out the square root of the tensions, meaning that the frequency afterwards, after the tension is doubled, is 300 multiplied by root 2. In this case, that will be equal to 420, and that's the answer to the final question. Again, I apologize for saying force before. I did mean frequency. But hopefully that made sense. Be sure to leave a like if the video helped and subscribe. I'd appreciate a lot. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped. If you have any tutoring inquiries, be sure to visit my website www.excellineducation.co.uk. It's on the first link in the description too.